A very good morning to all. I am Anjali Kaushik, working as a faculty in College of Nursing, Jamia Hamdard, and National Coach and Mentor and QCN. I welcome you all to this session. As we know that the year 2021 is the International Year of Health and Healthcare Workers, and NQCN and UNICEF India is supporting nurses and midwives through skill building and quality improvement initiatives. So today we have Dr. Luigi, who is the Chief of Health Section at UNICEF India Country Office, who will be discussing about QI podcast and how nurses and midwives can be motivated through podcast. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all, and a pleasure being here with you today.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, you were leading the UNICEF India's initiative in supporting the skill building of nurses and midwives in the International Year of the Nurses and Midwives 2020. So, as you are aware, that 2021 has been declared as the International Year of Health and Healthcare Workers. So, kindly enlighten us regarding your plans for India with respect to scale up of QI in UNICEF supported states.
Sure. So let me start, first of all, by saying that if we look at our health system as a complex interaction of various inputs and processes and compare it to the human body, I like to think that if I compare a health system to the body of humans, that healthcare workers and nurses and midwives in particular, for me, are a bit like the blood. So as much as the blood in our body brings lives to each and every of our cells with no stopping and to our organs, in the same way, the healthcare workers are in every corner of the nation bringing vital services to our communities. And therefore, I'm delighted again to be here and to reinforce and strengthen the concept of how important it is to support the healthcare workforce. 2020, it has taught us that, as probably never before in human history, how critical healthcare providers could be for our communities during the pandemic. It has at the same time put everyone within the health workforce and midwives, nurses in particular, under an enormous stress, physical, psychological, emotional. They have risked their lives for us, and they deserve all the biggest thanks in this regard. Clearly, the year that comes ahead is, if you ask me about UNICEF plans, it's really as simple as first and foremost, continue in whatever way we can to support the health workforce across India in delivering the work that they are there to deliver. Now, as UNICEF, as you know, for us, it's all about children's rights. And one of the critical rights of children is life and access to health. And in that regard, notwithstanding the amazing, incredible improvement that India has made in improving, in reducing maternal and newborn mortality, the numbers are still where we don't want to be. And if we want to bring the health of newborns and of mothers one step ahead, we need quality to be an imperative in all the services that are provided in healthcare facilities. In this regard, therefore, we again look at quality improvement as a critical step. It needs to be there. It needs to be there at scale. One example here and there will not make a difference. Every facility needs to bind to this. And the nurses and the midwives are critical actors in promoting QI. So we have, together with NQOCN, worked at some online courses in this regard, which we hope that can be a good platform to start with, to continue promoting quality of care across the whole nursing and midwifery community of the country.
Yes, sir. I totally agree. Yes, these capacity building programs will definitely help the nurses and midwives to work in full potential, and that too in a conducive workplace environment. Okay. So, can you briefly tell us about the need for introducing quality improvement in the daily work schedule of nurses, especially the neonatal nurses?
So, as I said, if we look at health not as a product, not as a service, but as a right of humans, then quality is not an option. Quality is an imperative. A right needs to be fulfilled for everyone at the best possible capacity. So for me, to start with, the nurses and midwives are heroes in protecting rights of babies, of women who are delivering. And starting from there, I think the quality improvement is a fantastic approach. Let me tell, I come from management school, not from the medical fraternity. And you know, QI is as simple as a management technique. We can look at it in a very simple way. It is about creating team spirits and together in a very simple but constant, continuous way, looking frankly at what happens, reviewing it, discussing it as teams, initiating or deciding together actions, which often costs zero money. It's all about changing the way as a team we work in our processes against certain standards that we want to achieve. Be it breastfeeding, it's early initiation, being resuscitation, and therefore the quality improvement has, I think, two major factors. First, or three. One is it brings the teams together. Yes. Second, it very efficiently and effectively improve the quality of the services that are delivered. And again, often at very low cost. It's a low investment, high return practice to adopt. Third, it boosts motivation, because by seeing the change, everybody is motivated to continue in this virtual circle of investing more and more in quality improvement. So to conclude, in every service, but particularly if we look at the maternity room or the newborn postnatal room or the newborn's SNCUs, this is essential. As much as newborn care is the simplest thing, the newborn is life, is someone coming to life, it's not a disease. Delivery is not a disease, but it's a very delicate moment for the mother and for the baby. They are extremely, or can be extremely weak in that space. And in that space, they deserve the best quality possible. And again, that's not an optional. So I really count on each and every nurse and midwife to invest in quality as a mantra that needs to inform all the work that is delivered across all facilities of the country.
Yes. Sure, sir. That's very important. Yes, I totally agree with you that, yes, definitely through quality initiatives, and especially when we use POCI model. So that will help in finding out the barriers and then overcoming those barriers, and definitely they will help them in working as a team. So I'm sure the output or the result will be much better than the existing one. Yes, sir. So another thing, we want to know that how do you feel the series of these podcasts released by NQCN in association with UNICEF India enhance desire for practicing simple point of care quality improvement in nurses and midwives across India?
So I'm very excited to see how this will go, and I actually am very curious to monitor over time the uptake and maybe to listen, to hear from the midwives some weeks or months down the line if they enjoyed it or not. I find it a very exciting one more thing to do to promote QI. So there is a lot of things we are doing, and thanks to NQCN for doing this together with UNICEF. Certainly this is one more very simple, accessible, portable instruments that we offer, and it can go everywhere. So it's potentially universal coverage and very easy to use. And therefore, we have supported this effort where there are 7 podcasts being released that will bring the best advertisement one could think of in terms of QI. It is voices from the field. It's not me, it's not someone from up on the sky, it's other practitioners from the ground who are bringing their voice, their experience, and their views about what worked, what not, how, and when and where, about bringing QI into their life as professionals and as practitioners. So, great initiative. Please enjoy the podcasts and let us know if they work well. We start from 7, but the sky's the limit. So more can come if this is an initiative that encounters the favor of midwives.
So yes, sure, definitely, sir. Because the podcast which will be released by NQCN soon, definitely the nurses will be motivated when they hear the QI stories of other nurses. Definitely, there will be a motivation spirit, and they will be encouraged to even to more work in this area of quality initiative. So, any key messages you would like to share with the nursing fraternity of India, which will guide them to work cohesively to achieve universal health coverage?
So the first message I want to pass to all the nursing fraternity, everyone in the fraternity across the country, is a big, honest, sincere word of thank you on behalf of UNICEF. You are true heroes. You were true heroes before COVID-19 in all what we do. During the pandemic, you are even more than that, you are superheroes. And really, thank you for all what you do. Your competence, your skills, your passion, your motivation, your relentless work 24 hours a day has been the best asset, the most beautiful thing we have seen in 2020. So please continue doing that. And that's the first message I want to pass to all of you. The second is, of course, in this particular situation in which we all are, which is still with us and will continue, we don't know for how long, we know how much the entire fraternity is overstrained and constrained by the condition in which we have to work. So we will continue doing the best we can, not only to promote quality improvements, not only to promote the scale up of essential initiatives in India, like midwifery and Laksha and others that are critical for the quality of maternal and newborn health, but also do our best as one of the many actors in this country to also ensure that the nursing fraternity can access all the services they need, psychosocial care, psychosocial support, online or offline or whatever form of on-the-ground mentoring, training, access to resources, and anything else that can benefit their work and help them doing even better than what they are doing. So with this, I think we look into 2021 as the year of the healthcare workers. It's going to be an exciting year. And as I said, for us as UNICEF, is again an excellent opportunity to celebrate all the providers of healthcare across India, from the village to the health post to the hospital. We need midwives, we need nurses, we need them everywhere, motivated, competent, active, and therefore all what we can we will do to promote and support the fraternity throughout the next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Luigi and UNICEF, for supporting NQCN and inspiring our young nurses and midwives. And I hope that definitely they will take the midwifery initiative forward in its true spirit. Thank you so much. Thank you, all the listeners.
Thank you.
Thank you.